The scream came first. Sharp, panicked, not the kind you hear from a nightmare, the kind that erupts when someone realizes something has gone horribly wrong. I stood across the street in my car, watching the bedroom light explode on through the curtains. Then came the shouting. His voice confused, angry. Her voice humiliated. And right on schedule, the device I'd placed beneath the mattress released the second stage. A loud hiss, followed by chaos. I leaned back in my seat and exhaled slowly. Timing is everything. 3 years ago, I met my wife in a coffee shop. Emily had this laugh that made strangers turn their heads. Not loud, just genuine, warm, the kind of laugh that made you feel like the world wasn't so heavy. We talked for hours that day about stupid movies, childhood stories, the future. 6 months later, we were engaged. 2 years later, we bought the house, a quiet street. White fence, the bedroom window facing the maple tree in the yard. She said it felt like a fresh start. I believed her. For a long time, I believed everything she said. Trust has a strange weight to it. You never notice how heavy it is until it disappears. The first crack appeared in small ways. Late nights at work. Her phone suddenly face down on the table. A new password she forgot to tell me. Little things. Nothing dramatic. Nothing you could confront someone over without sounding paranoid. But patterns have a rhythm. And once you hear that rhythm, you can't unhear it. 2 months later, I saw the message. Not by snooping, by accident. Her phone buzzed while she was in the shower. The screen lit up. One line, "Tomorrow night again? Same time?" And a name. Ryan. No heart emoji. No dramatic confession, just casual. Like this had already happened before. Something cold settled inside me then. Not rage. Not heartbreak. Calculation. I didn't confront her. I watched. Over the next 2 weeks, I confirmed everything. The schedule. The excuses. The pattern. Thursday nights. She told me she stayed late at the office, but her car always came home first. Then 30 minutes later, another car would arrive. Ryan, mid-30s, gym addict, loud laugh, the kind of guy who thinks every room is his stage. I saw him once at the grocery store with her. They didn't notice me. The way she looked at him told me everything. That look used to belong to me. So I stopped thinking like a husband and started thinking like a strategist. Divorce was inevitable. But humiliation, exposure, consequences, those required patience. The opportunity arrived when Emily told me I had to travel for work. 3 days. 2 nights. She said it with casual excitement she thought I couldn't hear. I smiled, packed a bag, drove 2 miles away to a cheap motel and checked in. Then I went back home. Quietly, carefully. The device itself wasn't dangerous. I'm not stupid. Just unpleasant. Very unpleasant. A small pressure trigger tucked under the mattress frame, connected to 2 sealed capsules. One filled with concentrated industrial dye, the other with compressed skunk scent. Concentrate used by wildlife control companies. The kind that clings to fabric, skin, hair. For days. The trigger activated when 2 people shifted weight onto the center of the mattress. Simple physics. Simple timing. And extremely messy. I finished installing it in less than 10 minutes. Then I left and waited. Thursday night arrived right on schedule. From across the street, I watched Ryan's car pull into the driveway. He walked up the path like he owned the place. My place. 30 seconds later, the bedroom light turned on. The curtains closed. I checked the small receiver connected to the trigger. Still armed, still waiting. 10 minutes passed, then 20. And finally, pressure. The signal blinked red. The first capsule burst. Inside the bedroom, something exploded with a wet pop. Even through the closed window, I heard the yelling begin. Then the smell capsule triggered. That was the moment the screaming started. Ryan burst out the front door first. Half-dressed. Completely drenched in purple dye. He looked like someone had dropped him in a paint factory. But the smell hit him before he even reached the lawn. He gagged. Loudly. Emily stumbled out seconds later, wrapped in a sheet. That was quickly turning the same shade of purple. Neighbors' porch lights flicked on all down the street. Windows opened. Phones appeared. Ryan tried to get into his car but stopped halfway when the odor overwhelmed him. He bent over and vomited into the bushes. Hard. I almost felt bad. Almost. Emily stood frozen on the porch as the reality of the situation crashed over her. The ruined sheets, the dye soaking through the floor, the smell drifting across the street like a chemical attack, and the audience forming around her. That's when my phone buzzed. Her name. I answered. Hello? Silence. Then her shaking voice. And what did you do? I watched her standing under the porch light, purple stains spreading across the sheet. Nothing, I said calmly. You just activated it. Another pause. You knew? She whispered. I looked at Ryan desperately trying to wipe dye from his face with a towel. That only made it worse. I knew weeks ago. The words hung in the air between us. Across the street, someone laughed. Emily covered her face. Consider it a parting gift, I continued. The divorce papers arrive tomorrow. She didn't respond. She just stood there, purple. Humiliated, exposed. I hung up and started the car. In the rearview mirror, I watched Ryan finally drive away. Windows open, still gagging. Emily remained on the porch long after the crowd dispersed, still holding that ruined sheet, still standing in the mess she helped create. Some people think revenge is about anger. They're wrong. The best revenge is precision, timing, and letting someone collapse under the weight of their own choices. I drove away from that street for the last time, and for the first time in weeks, I slept peacefully.